Hello YouTube, I'm Quentin from Leafcloud, and today I'm going to show you how to install a desktop environment on an Ubuntu server. Keep in mind that even though working with a GUI is easier, it is not the most efficient. So if you know how to work with a CLI, it's more efficient to use that. So first we'll go to create.leaf.cloud. Here you have to log in, and we'll start off by creating a security group. So we'll go to Network, Security Groups. Here we'll create a new security group. We'll call this the RDP Security Group. Here we only have to add one rule, which is the RDP rule. There we go. And add that rule. Now, next we'll launch an instance using the security group. Keep in mind that there are scripts scraping for public IP addresses looking for specific ports. RDP and SSH ports are among the most popular for malicious actors, so consider removing the security group when you're not using the instance, or alternatively configuring a non-standard RDP port, which is not something I'm going to show today, because today is just an easy tutorial. But keep that in mind for if you do want a more secure instance. So now I'm going to launch an instance using our security group. I'm going to go through this really quickly. If you don't know how to configure an instance, I have a different tutorial video on that, and I'll link that one in the description. For the volume size, I'll choose 10 gigabytes. And I'll choose Ubuntu version 22.04. You can use other OSs, but not everyone works very well with Remina, which is a program we're going to use to get into the GUI. Ubuntu 22.4 does work. I know that, for example, 20 does not work very well with scaling your screen. We'll go to flavor. I'll just choose EC1.small. Make sure to configure your security group as well. And I'll choose a key pair, and I'll launch my instance. Next, we'll want to log into our instance using the CLI. We'll do that by using this command, ssh-i. Then go to the directory of your SSH key that you've added to your instance. Mine is right here. Then type Ubuntu or whatever software you're using at, and then the IP address of your instance. Then type yes. Now we've connected to our instance. Next, we'll type in a few commands, download a few things for our instance. First one is sudo apt update So these are the first commands. I'll leave every command in the description so you can just copy them and make sure there are no mistakes. Now we'll download this, and I'll be right back. So next we'll download our GNOME desktop environment. We have two choices. We can either download the full environment or we can download the minimal environment. The difference is that the full environment includes all the apps that you would usually get with Ubuntu, and the minimal does not. For this tutorial I'm just going to use the minimal one because I don't need a lot of those apps that come pre-installed with Ubuntu. I'll leave both in the description so you can choose which one you like. Okay, so there we go. I'll be back when this is done installing. Okay, so after downloading we get this menu, and you can click on tab to navigate, and we'll just click on OK without changing any of the settings, and that will be fine. Okay, so now that we're done installing, we'll install the remote desktop service, which is xrdp. will and I'll leave every command, obviously I'll leave every command in the description. And yes, there we go. And again, we get a very similar menu. We can just click on the tab and we can just click on enter. Okay, so next we're going to add a user to our desktop environment. So we'll do sudo add user, just come test user, password. You can type in any password you like. As long as you remember the password, otherwise you will not be able to log into your desktop environment. Yes. And the name, room number, whatever is not very necessary. So next we'll give our previous user sudo rights by typing sudo add user, then user we created, and then sudo. There we go. And now the last thing we have to do is reboot our server by typing sudo reboot. That's it. So next I started Remina. This is standard on Ubuntu, so you probably already have it if you're using Ubuntu. If you work with Windows, you can use the pre-installed remote desktop client. And if you work with Mac, you can download the Microsoft Remote Desktop from the Apple App Store. But we're using Remina, which is pre-installed on Ubuntu. And we'll just copy our IP address. We'll put it right in here. And enter. And then we'll connect to our remote desktop. We can use this little button to make it full screen. Then type in your username and your password. Oops. And there we go. We've connected to our remote desktop. So today we've installed a desktop environment on an Ubuntu instance. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments and we'll try our best to answer them. Bye!